To the channel, everybody. This is Lady Nika in with another reality TV review, and this time it's going to be the Braxton Family Values, Season 4, Episode 18, Divine Intervention. We start off with Tamar. Tamar explaining that she saw her stalker who sells stories about her family with Tawanda and Trina, so she went back to the hotel to avoid a scene instead of attending the UNCF event that Diesel was involved in. Tracy came in late from one of her own events, and she is very bubbly. And Tony asked her right away how many cocktails she had, and she told her none. She was on a natural high. They small talk with Diesel, who is cute as a button, y'all. And they talk about his love for Ariana Grande. And then the conversation about Kevin Jr. being engaged came up, and Tony telling her it's just an engagement. They haven't actually gotten married or nothing like that. And maybe she should relax. Well, the big elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about because the children are there is that Tamar is not there. And Trina is saying that she is pretty much know why that Tamar not there, and she not expecting her to arrive, but Diesel was disappointed. Alright, so next we see Trina and Tawanda, and they meet up, and they having a drink, and they talking about the UNCF event and how cute Diesel was, and Tawanda tells Trina that Tamar had left because a former employee was there photographing Diesel. Tawanda feels that was very wrong because family over anybody that, you know, your nephew needed you there that night and wanted you there that night. You should not have allowed your personal dislike for a person to stop you from coming and supporting your nephew. Tawanda said that at this point, beyond prayer, she don't know what should happen to get the family, namely the sisters and Trina, namely get the sisters back. And the waiter brought the drinks over to them, and of course, you know, Miss Trina flirting with him. He was talking about he very cute, and she noticed. Nah, bitch, he white. And you ought to have enough of that pink meat, but okay. Well, the family meets up for dinner to discuss what needs to be done to fix the issues with the sisters, and they small talk about Tamar having a botanical garden on her head and Tony wearing shades like an old woman. Well, Miss E says she don't take it personal when they jab at each other because they did that as kids. It just seemed like now they can't get past it as adults, right? Well, Tony asked Tamar why didn't she come to the UNCF event with for Diesel, and she said Tawanda and Trina were there with her stalker, so she left. Well, apparently that's the assistant is the stalker who is the stalker that Tamar talking about, and Tony say she only used that man because she needed somebody for a Diesel press, and he been working for her, and it was very rude of Tamar not to show up for it. Well, Tamar feels like it was very rude for them to know that she feel the way she feel about this individual and yet still have them there. Okay? She said that her son was disappointed and she really didn't like that. You know, and Tony tell her she a bit, you know, no one can ever say anything to her. She abrasive. Tony told her also that she should have come, and the man wouldn't have come around her or nothing like that, but she didn't even give it a chance, and now her son disappointed. Now, Mama Eden went to the bathroom and came back, and she irritated because she listening to the banner back and forth. And basically, Mama E finally went out. She tells them that they stir up crap, and when they do, it stinks. She goes the fuck off on their ass and tells them that they are not going to destroy this family, and that she's so mad with them right now, she don't even want to eat with them, and she got up and she left. Well, maybe Mama E, if you spend more time trying to teach these girls how to get along and less time shopping and worrying about Mr. Braxton, your children won't be so crazy. But that's the next scene. She meets up with Michael Braxton Sr. to talk about what's going on with the girls. And he shocked her because he told her that since the divorce, he don't hear from them girls. They don't send him no Father's Day cards. They don't call him. They don't have no affiliation with them at all. It's like when he divorced her, they divorced him. And she shocked because she thought that they were having regular conversations with the man, but come to find out they wasn't. She said they probably still feeling the hurt behind their breakup, but she's going to need a spiritual advisor other than, themselves, other than them. And she got somebody in mind, and she will set it up, right? But I ain't never seen him at I don't know. I swear I don't remember seeing him at the damn meeting with the bishop. I don't know. Well, they were all summoned to a family meeting, and Tawanda and Trina saying they gonna listen. With Tawanda saying she gonna listen, and Trina apprehensive because it always goes bad. Tamar got there, and it's T.D. Jakes, not Dr. Sherry, that they have. Mama Eden got to help them out. It shocked them all to see him there because I'm sure they thought it was gonna be Dr. Sherry Do Nothing Ass, but nah, it wasn't her. And he starts off asking each member what they want out of the meeting. What are you looking to see happen here? And Miss E says she would like to see her family. She see her family falling apart, and then at the point she don't know how, who these people is anymore. These is not like how they, her children. And she feels like it all started at the divorce. Tony says she thought the show was going to be the catalyst that break them up because they live in their lives before the camera. And when her parents divorced, she felt they all divorced. Well, Trina says she was disappointed when they divorced, and Tracy agreed, and they said they didn't know how to handle the conflict with each other because they never saw their parents really deal with conflict with one another. It's like things get said and then they act like it never was said. They move on with life. Well, Tamar says she missed her family and interacting with them, and she said if she knew losing her family was what she was going to have to do in order to reach her dreams, she would have never worked to be a success. And she broke down, and basically, y'all, they said in there like, fuck Tamar. Now, maybe it's because I'm compassionate. I didn't feel that was quite right, I don't know if she's lying, but that seemed pretty genuine to me because that girl had a whole breakdown. And it was like everybody was sitting there like, fuck her. But I promise you, had that been Tony, people would have been running to her. And that's not fair. Hell, they ran behind Tawanda when she broke glasses and shit on the motherfucking table a couple seasons back. But y'all don't care nothing about Tamar. Tamar can be a bit much, but at the end of the day, bitch, y'all still family and you're supposed to stick together. And when your sister hurt, you supposed to hurt too. My sister full of shit too. But if that hoe get to crying, I'm going to feel some kind of way because that's my blood. So I understand how they acted like it didn't really matter that she did that. In fact, they said Tawanda and Trina said she expected her to do it, and Tawanda was like, really? Yeah. Boy, I tell you, them Braxton family values, baby. It's time for this shit to go on off, because these hoes ain't got no goddamn compassion no more. Well, Bishop Jakes asked the sisters, he asked them did they believe what Tamar was saying when she was crying. And they said that she alienated herself, which she did in a certain amount of way, because she walks off a lot of time instead of dealing with conflict issues. But at that moment, all of that should have been, you know what I'm saying, you discuss it, but at that moment you in there to start anew. And I don't feel like none of them wanted to really start anew. Even if Tamar turned into being her regular old bitch itself, you do your part. You do what you supposed to do to try to make the situation better. Then you worry about what the fuck she doing. Child. Yeah, Trina and Tawana talk along. They said they wasn't surprised that Tamar broke down because she wants everyone to admit they're wrong, but she don't want to be able to admit her wrong. And y'all, you know there's some evil shit going on, because why a piece of chandelier just broke off and hit the middle of that motherfucking table, scared every goddamn body. I'm telling you, some evil spirits around. Well, Tamar had a one-on-one with Bishop Jakes, and he spoke of her breakdown and how they didn't really believe her nor feel anything, and he wants to get to the bottom of why that is. And she says 85% of the disconnect is because of her success. She says her siblings don't support her. She said that she has tried to bring them in, into her success, but it don't work. And she tells us that performance with Tracy, Tawanda, and Trina showed up unexpected, and it didn't go well. And it was her big moment, as she was saying. That was one of the biggest moments of her career. And, they came and it wasn't good. But in my opinion, Tamar, you didn't tell the whole story of that. You didn't tell all that story. You had been saying your sisters and them wasn't supporting you, and when they did come to support you, you not only cussed them out, but you put them out, and you didn't tell Bishop Jake that. But when they met back up, them girls did tell him that what happened, and she was continuously saying she never said it, she never did it. But they know your voice. You put them out the venue, and you put them out the venue, and you got mad at them and called them all kinds of bitches. Well, it was starting to turn into an argument, and Bishop Jake just told them to stop it. And I guess next week we're going to see the remainder of what this is supposed to be with them. But this is my thing. First of all, the show needs to end, because it's now starting to... It ain't nothing left to do. And then, in my opinion, this show is starting to really cause a rift in the Braxton family, because everybody want to be popular, but the only two that's making any headway is Tony and Tamar. And I think in a way that kind of bothered Tracy, Tawanda, and Trina. I also think they need to break this show up, because nobody's supporting Tracy. Now, I ain't no big Tracy Braxton fan at all, but her family should be there. And if we notice during any of Tracy's performances or anything she has to got going on, nobody really shows up for her. Now, they ran their ass over there to try to support Tamar, and Tamar cussed their ass out. Tracy probably would be glad to see some of her family show up. Her own mama don't show up, but she'll run like hell if Tony got something going on. That's that favoritism that I told y'all before that don't work. So, hopefully next week we'll see that, Bishop Jake is able to do whatever it is the Lord has appointed him to do in his life, and maybe they can get somewhat back on track. But the bottom line of it all is, y'all, the show needs to end. It has ran its course. Every year they just add no more, trying to make it stay. And sometimes when a show has reached its course, you got to let go and let go. And I think that's what needs to happen in this situation. But we going to see how it all going to flow out. In the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe. I am Lady Nika, and I'll see you on the next video.